Hey folks, welcome back to SC Haulers. I'm Saxa Wine, and today we are getting into This Week in Star Citizen. Now, the importance of this is that Nico has given us graciously enough information, and I don't know if it's him or the PR team or whatever the case is, but tomorrow, January 14th, for me, we are going to see what is called a commodity boost, which is the important part here. But there are some things in the This Week in Star Citizen that I want to go over, because normally it is just, hey, this is happening on Monday, this is happening Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so on and so forth. And there's not really a lot of information behind it. I think because it's a new year, Nico really wanted to set the tone of what's going to happen in this particular month. And it's one of the first times in my history of playing Star Citizen that it's hit the new year and they're going to push a patch like right away. So super excited about it. So let's go ahead and read what we have on here. So the first thing I want to go over is the feedback survey. So if you haven't filled out the feedback survey, you still have an opportunity to do that. If you do that, what does it say? If you do the feedback survey, everybody who does it will be given a light up Cafe Musain hanger flare, which is pretty awesome. I don't know what it is, but I mean, you get a free hanger flare for filling out a survey. But that being said, there's been 34,000 responses. I hope most of them have been industry related, but that's just me being selfish. Luminalia is ending, contest cards, blah, blah, blah. Atmos esports 2956. Now, Atmos esports is landing in Sydney, Australia. And Atmos esports, if you don't know what they do, they host things like the Daymar Rally. But that's really the biggest thing that they host. But they do the Daymar Rally and a bunch of other races within Star Citizen using different vehicles that are within the game. And they are hosting an in-person event. And this is to coincide with Bar Citizen. I will not be there, but it's the first time that CIG will be there with Bar Citizen and Atmo Esports in 10 years. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to spread the love to those of you that are down under. So Sydney, Australia, February 21st, 2956. And you can find this on the CIG website on This Week in Star Citizen. It is it says on the banner here, 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. And then on the down here, it says 12:30 to 11 p.m. 12:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. So, I mean, I imagine the doors open at 12:30, but the event starts at 1, whatever you want to do. So that's cool. First time in 10 years that CIG will be at an event, a Bar Citizen. Bar Citizens are usually free. I imagine the event, the Atmo Esports event, will probably be charged to go in. Maybe they're together. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. They're not in Seattle. Looking forward, so we do have a new monthly bundle, and the way these monthly bundles, they want them to work is that every Tuesday, every second Tuesday of the month, they're going to come out with a monthly bundle for us to purchase and show off in game. And this week's monthly bundle is this one, the Shadow Guild bundle. So you get a gold black with a like dark snow camo paint for your Guardian, and then you get this armor here. And if we go into game real quick, this is what it looks like in game. Now, for some reason, the paint is not, I either don't have the paint in my inventory or it's not applying to my MX for some reason. I haven't put in enough effort to actually try. So but this is what the armor looks like. I think it looks really nice. It is Palestino armor. It's a newer set. Also comes with this gun right here. This is the Fresnel LMG, which I personally prefer the Fresnel, but I know a lot of people don't. So going back over here, the main thing that we want to talk about, so that's the basic stuff. Let's leave the basic stuff behind. Let's talk about the meat and potatoes. So Wednesday, first thing, we're getting a roadmap update, and that's important. I'm excited to see what they have on the cards for Alpha 4.6. So tomorrow, January 14th, some of you in the world will be January 15th, Thursday, January 15th, when you see this. We will see cards for Alpha 4.6. But what we have down here, as Star Citizen continues to evolve, we will be we will also be experimenting from time to time with smaller, time-limited changes to the verse that do not require a full patch release. The first of these roll out this Wednesday as a commodity trade boost. Due to recent increase in large-scale capital ship combat and their subsequent destruction, 2 vendors in the Stanton system have gained access to increased quantities of highly sought-after resources, including Atlasium. While they may be selling it with suitable markup, these vendors are also interested in purchasing several other resources above traditional market prices, at least until they have what they need. Profit-seeking traders are encouraged to seek out and discover these prosperous vendors in the verse, but beware that the quantities are limited and others may be seeking these fortunes in less than friendly ways. So I'm sure a lot of you are thinking that Atlasium, we already have it pulled up. Fantastic. I'm sure a lot of you are thinking that Atlasium, there's a location in Stanton that sells Atlasium, and there's actually not currently. In 4.5, there is no location that sells in Stanton. Currently, the only places you can buy in Stanton are at Rustville and Chala's Beach. Previously, on the Wicklow Polaris, you needed a 16 SCU container of Atlasium, and there was only one place, I think it was on Walla, that you could buy a 16 SCU container of Atlasium. Atlasium is no longer a requirement for the Wicklow Polaris. So you can see here. So just keep that in mind. It's not available. In 4.5, that is not available. But that location that was able to you were able to purchase in Stanton, that is going to be, I mean, it could be the same location that was on Walla. I wish I remembered where it was. I can't for the life of me remember. That is going to be a hotspot. But the other 2 locations that you can buy Atlasium, I wanted to point these out specifically because I want you to look at the commodities that they are selling there. So, I think we're going to see a trend with these commodities, right? So we have Atlasium here. We have construction materials, diamantium, neon, organics, scrap. I don't think neon will be involved with this because it's clearly a Stanton-based thing. But I do think we will see the other ones here. So Atlasium, construction material, diamantium, organics, and scrap. And then we're going to see audiovisual equipment, bioplastic, comp board, fresh food, pressurized ice, recycled material, composite, and stems. Now, of all these materials, Nico did say that they are basing this commodity boost off of the increased capital ship battles that are going on. So if we remove the materials that are not related to like ships specifically, we can remove organics, we can remove neon, we can remove bioplastic, fresh food, pressurized ice, probably stems as well, right? So that leaves us with Atlasium, construction material, diamantium, scrap, audiovisual equipment, comp boards, and recycled material composite. So RMC, CMAT, salvagers, I think we might see an increase in price for RMC and CMAT. So keep that in mind. Just keep an eye out for it. And it's going to be at these specific vendors. Nico did say there are 2 vendors in Stanton. 2 vendors in Stanton that are increasing. Don't know where they're at. We got to go find them. That's going to be the first step. Find the vendors and which ones they are at. But one thing we can do with that Atlasium is find places that you sell them. And so we know they're in Stanton. So this leaves us with 4 locations. And let's pull out a handy dandy notepad. We have these 7 locations that we can start with that are in Stanton. And why I'm picking these 7 locations is because this has to be something that they don't necessarily have to restart the servers for. They can just hit something on the back end, like saying, yes, like this is active. So it has to be something that's in the game already, right? So I would imagine one of these locations here, and it may not be these ones. I think these particular cities are going to be on the back burner. So my first stops are going to be these 3 locations right here. HGMS Edmonds, HGMS Operi, and Grimhex. And we want to take note of how much these sell for. So Let's get full screen here. All the locations that you can sell in Stanton, these are going to be more than likely increased, right? But you have 4 locations that are at Orville, New Babbage, Orison, Area 18. And these prices may or may not increase. Who knows? But we have 3 other locations that it more than likely will increase in the Stanton system. One of them is Grimhex. The other 2 is HDMS Operi, HDMS Edmonds, and those are both located on Hurston. So, and that's what HDMS stands for. What is it, like Hurston Dynamics Military Station? I think it is. Both of these will probably see a huge increase in price. And so that's probably where, if you're a pirate, I would probably sit around those locations and see if you can get something from there. But the other thing too is, where as cargo haulers, where are we going to find, we need to come together as cargo haulers and figure out where these 2 locations are at. If I remember correctly, like I said, one of them was on Walla previously, and that's where you could buy the 16 SCU containers. But where is the other location going to be? If that first location is even at Walla. So we need to come together and find the 2 locations. So if I mean, I'm going to be doing a treasure hunt tomorrow, pretty much just trying to find where we can buy, where these vendors are at and where we can buy them. And then we will go from there. And I'll have updates in my Discord, discord.gg/schaulers, of where you can buy them and all that stuff. But I just wanted to also take a look at different, I have this spreadsheet right here. Let's make sure I stay in game. I have this spreadsheet right here that I made, and this is something that I use kind of regularly, and I just made it available today to my Haulers Club members. And that's anybody who's subscribed on Twitch or is a member of the Haulers Club on YouTube. And it's very, very simple spreadsheet, but we're just gonna mark no for the unmark the in-game status ones. We're gonna unmark. We have purchasable commodities right here. We're gonna uncheck no, because this is clearly a trader's thing, right? Commodity trading. So anything that you can't purchase, we don't want that. Mineable and harvestables, lootables, we don't mind if it's either of those, if you can find them out in the world. Drugs are a good example of this. Like, you can find drugs in loot containers sometimes, but you can also buy some of them on the trade terminals, especially like out in Pyro. So it's good to keep those on there. But what I do want to get rid of is any of these that are on average on UEX at a 10K value or lower. So like we can see Agresium here is 4.1K. So this would be marked as a no on that, in that column, right? Agricultural supplies, same thing, 1.5K. So that would be marked as no. So we're gonna get rid of these. And so this is everything that is at a 10K value or higher. And then I also have categories for 30K and 50K. So if we take all this stuff and highlight all the ones that could be related to building a ship, cobalt, maybe, comp board, carbon silk for my seats, you know, Degenus root we don't necessarily need, diamond laminate, maybe, diamantium, sure, etam, fresh food, gasping weevil, eggs, golden memon, neon. I don't think they would use neon. Maybe they would. So neon's a maybe. Partilium. I don't know what partilium does exactly, but we'll mark it just in case. Terranite and tritium. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's highlight these actually, so that way I can actually see them. Oh, we have 12 down at the bottom. I can read. So we have 12 items that are high value, above 10K in value, that could possibly go for increased prices, commodity boom, if you will, or boost, or whatever they called it. So we have Atlasium, audiovisual equipment, construction material, cobalt, comport, carbon silk, diamond, laminate, dimantium, neon, partilium, terranite, tritium. All these items, while some of them are that, and the reason I bring this up is because outside of Atlasium, Nico does say in that same this week in Star Citizen that they are also, the vendors are also looking to purchase high value items. So they sell Atlasium here, right? And that's the thing to like get you in there. But all these other pieces, high value items, they also buy. So a trend that's with all these items, all of them, literally all of them, they are located in Pyro. So let's take a look at audiovisual equipment. We'll keep that there. Audiovisual equipment, where do you buy them? Sears Canyon Fallow Field. Construction materials, that one's a little bit easy. You can get construction materials everywhere, pretty much. Cobalt. Buy. Well, it's mostly all in stand. So cobalt may not be one of the materials because it's all mostly located in the stand, but we do have Starlight Service Station. Oh, look at this. But there's a trend. HDMS Admin, HDMS Operi. Oops. There's a trend. We're seeing a trend here in items that are for sale. Construction materials, we'll skip that one. Comp boards. Oh, I love me some comp board routes. So you can buy these in two locations in Stan, Rayari, Caltag, and Anvik. And you can see, I mean, these are one, Caltag was updated 19 hours ago. Anvik was updated 3 days ago. And you can see that they are very, very popular in Stan. That's because they are lower priced than what's in Pyro. But you can still, majority of the time when I go to these locations, Fallowfield and Jackson Swap, these are full. Like, nobody's buying these at all. And then you can just take them over to, like, take them from Fallowfield over to Levski and make a good profit. I mean, yeah, it sells for 31K, but anyways, look who's at the top of the list. HMS Operi. I wonder if Edmonds is on here too. Oh, yep, there it is. HMS Edmond. So it's like, are we seeing a trend here? Anybody else seeing a trend here? But yeah, this has been, I guess, my purview of what's going to happen tomorrow and kind of where things are going to lie at. And how do I word this? It's like, in my mind, I'm envisioning that this is where this is going to happen. I don't know where it's going to start. I don't know where we're going to be able to pick up Atlasium or where these vendors are at, but I have an idea of where it's going to end. And HGMS Edmonds and Operi is probably two of the locations that you're going to see some of the best prices at for whatever commodities are available to buy and sell at those vendors, right? So keep an eye on those two locations, and we'll see you tomorrow at the next haul. Oh, also, potential Wave 1 PTU this evening. So depending on what my wife has going on for me, I might do a live stream. So keep an eye out for that. Twitch.tv/SCHaulers, and then discord.gg/SCHaulers as well. And I guess we'll see you at the next haul. Love you. Bye.